Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on CurlyCrystal. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Crystal. I'm really happy to have you here. So, I just kind of wanted to go through my first 2 weeks of school because I really haven't gotten the chance to really sit down and talk about it. I don't know if I did vlog a little bit, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it or if I'm just gonna include it here somewhere in the end. But if I don't, then I will just go through it anyway. One of my school supplies that I got was this planner, and it's really cute. So it has the monthly view, which I love, with a little notes section here. And then it has this other page with a grid view, and then just lined paper here. And then it has your weekly view, which of course has every single day of the week dated and gives you some space to write there. So I really like this. And then in the back it has contacts, has some maps, and then it has yearly goals section. And in the front it definitely had some nice things like your personal info, your schedule, the year view, little things like that. I really love this planner, and it was so cheap. I got it for $5.99. I found it in TJ Maxx actually, so I know that's crazy, but it's by the Clementine brand, paper ink. I think you can find them online in most stores, but I found mine in TJ Maxx, and I just couldn't beat the price, so I was really happy to get this. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit to the first week of school. So for the first week, before we even got to school, the week before, the 2 weeks before, we got actually this message on our Canvas, which is what we use to communicate. That's where our online stuff is, our course online and everything, where we would hand in assignments and things like that. So we got a message from our instructors with a welcome letter for each class, with what we need to read before the first day of school. So my teachers gave us a lot of reading before the first day. I have 3 classes basically. I have fundamentals or foundations of nursing, I have nursing skills, and I have health assessment. But I'm also working as much as I can still. I'm averaging about 25 hours a week working, and I honestly wish I could work more because I need the money, because I'm actually paying for everything out of pocket. And as well as that, I mean, I'm paying for school out of pocket, but my parents have helped me with that. But otherwise, I pay all my bills still, and I really would appreciate getting more hours. So my first fundamentals class was pretty fundamental. It was pretty good. I mean, it's foundations. So you're setting the foundation for everything that you're doing. Everything that you do after foundations, you're building on to what you learned in that class. So it's pretty good so far. Right now we're just learning about how to think like a nurse, our process, the nursing process, how to diagnose, interventions, how to go from one step to the next. So that's pretty cool. And in health assessment, we were just talking a lot about cultural competency, how to deal with different types of patients from different places. And I don't know about you, but I live in Florida, so it's just extremely diverse here. Yeah, so I know pretty soon we're gonna learn about probably next week about doing physical assessments on patients from head to toe, and treating the person holistically, looking at the whole body and not just parts of it. And I'm excited for that. So my favorite thing is assessing, so with my medical background already, I'm really excited for doing this part. So hopefully I can excel in this area. Nursing skills was cool. Nursing skills was really cool because we're in the lab, and the lab is looks basically like a hospital room. So it's pretty much set up to simulate a hospital room. You have 4 different patients, and we're going to be following these patients. They have their own medical histories, their own medical backgrounds. They have their own allergies, everything. They have a whole makeup, and they are patients. They are not dummies. That's what they said to us. Don't treat them like dummies, treat them as patients. So we're going to talk to them, greet them, we're going to be introducing ourselves to them. And so this week, this past class, we just kind of going over vital signs and stuff like that. So we did blood pressure and pulse ox and things like that. Pulse ox is to test the saturation of oxygen in your blood. We did blood pressure, and we did a couple things that were really fun. What else did we do? We looked at old school mercury thermometers. We don't really use those anymore. They're usually electronic now, but they did say that we may go to a facility that does use them, so we need to know how to use them, how they look, what they are like. We practice feeling the radial pulse. The radial pulse is the pulse that's like basically on your wrists, and we even practice feeling our brachial artery, which is our brachial pulse, which is right here, right around this region. It's close to this side here. And then we practiced on each other. We made lab partners. In the second week, we practiced setting up a sterile field in nursing skills. I think nursing skills is like my favorite class, just because that's where like we're really practicing like our skills and like doing hands-on things, which I love, because nursing skills on Tuesdays is kind of like a mixture of lecture and lab. The only thing I'm like scared for is like dosage calculations, because I'm not the greatest at math. Like obviously I graduated from school, and so I'm okay with math. I do enough to get by, and I know that it's not going to be like insanely hard. It's just like getting the conversions and everything correct, because we need to know how to convert from like household equivalents to metric equivalents. So we need to know like how many tablespoons are an ounce, or so on and so on. Like we need to be able to go back and forth as nurses, because we are going to be administering medication on orders, and we're going to be educating our patients on how to take their medication when they go home. And me telling a patient to take this many milliliters might not be understandable for them. It might be better for them to understand taking it in tablespoons, you know. So those are little things that we have to think about as nurses and student nurses. So we haven't started clinicals yet, and we won't start clinicals until the very end of September, which I'm really excited for. So our first 4 weeks of clinicals are going to be 4 weeks of long-term care, which is dealing with the elderly geriatric population. So we'll be at a nursing care facility. We'll also, the next 4 weeks after that, will be in acute care setting, so in the hospital most likely. Not most likely, that's where my clinicals will be, the last 4 weeks in the hospital, which I'm excited about and nervous about, and kind of like, it's like a bittersweet thing, because it's like fun because finally you get to do like, you know, the actual skills. You get to like do them on actual patients like that are like alive, and I'm scared because you're doing real things, so you're like literally gonna probably see some things that you don't want to see. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. For the time being right now, I have Wednesdays and Fridays off from school completely, and Saturdays. So I kind of have my weekends right now completely to like study and stuff like that. But once clinicals start, I will be having clinicals on Saturdays, and those are about 10 hours. And I think we go in pretty early in the morning, but it's good because I'd rather go in early in the morning and then come out in the afternoon than have to sit there like all the way till I have to go through the entire night, because I feel at night you're so much tired. You're more tired, you know. I did have an assignment due, which were like dosage calculation worksheets, which was just the basics, like just learning how to like know the equivalence of like 1,000 milliliters to 1 liter type of thing, you know, something like that. So far I've used most of all the books that I have acquired. I had to, for my school, my program, we had to actually buy a required package that was extremely expensive. It was like over $700. It was so expensive, like extremely expensive. So when people say like they didn't really use their books, like past kids and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like if I'm paying this much money for books, I'm gonna be using all of them. So even if I don't read the entire chapter, I'm gonna highlight in them. I'm gonna use each. What I'm finding hard right now about nursing school is basically just balancing like when I'm gonna be reading and when I'm not reading. I feel like overwhelmed, like I'm always missing something, but I'm still getting the hang of it. Once I get the hang of it, then I'll start working on like my other schedules, kind of like my workout schedule, things like that, because I really still want to get my fitness right and start working out. So overall, I know this is probably all jumbled up, but my first checkoff is this Tuesday. Today's Sunday. This video might not go up until tomorrow, which is Monday, Labor Day. So we don't have school, but we still have reading to do. So I just finished that today. my first checkoff for nursing skills is Tuesday, and I'm kind of nervous because you have to know everything in like a certain order. I'm not nervous about the actual skill itself, but I am nervous about the order of everything done, because if you don't do things in the order that they want you to do it, or you miss like a step like assessing the environment to make sure it's safe, like you immediately fail, or you basically didn't accomplish that nursing skill. So they'll remediate and you'll have to retest that skill at a later date. So I really just want to get through this. You do have to maintain a 78 average to keep moving on in the program, and it's just overwhelming. I know that I can do this. I know that I'm very capable of doing this. Like, I have waited a very long time to get into my career program, and I'm like super excited and really happy to be in this program. I'm really excited to be in nursing, and I cannot wait to just be a nurse, you know. Like, I'm just at the beginning, but I'm already looking at the finish line like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be a nurse, you know. I'm gonna be able to take care of patients. I'm gonna be able to do nursing diagnosis and interventions, and kind of just like really be my patient's advocate, which I think is a big deal. If you want to see like videos like what's in my backpack, what's in my clinical bag, which I don't have yet, but you know, those type of videos, what I have to carry to school on a daily basis, I would definitely be excited to show you all of these things. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was like quick and just kind of like me just chit-chatting with you, but I will be putting up some more content soon. I do have a video that I really want to do talking about my new skincare routine and that kind of stuff, because like my skincare routine has changed. Okay, so this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for listening to me blab about school. If you like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up below. If you want to get notifications for when I post, go ahead and hit the bell button and you'll receive notifications every time that I post something up. Please subscribe and comment below. I will still do hair videos. I'm not going away from that. I just want to make that clear that I'm still going to be doing like things pertaining to that realm. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.